If you are watching this video, you are probably interested in geography. Therefore, a lot of the facts we're about to tell you, you may already know. However, for the average Joe who isn't too intrigued by geography, a lot of them might get these facts wrong. Hey guys, Sam here from the Geography Bible. I hope you are having a fantastic week wherever in the world you may be. So sit back, relax, remember to like and subscribe, and we hope you learned something new. So let's kick off this video with fact number 1. The United Kingdom and Great Britain are not the same thing. Great Britain is the official collective name of England, Scotland and Wales and their associated islands. It does not include Northern Ireland and therefore should never be used interchangeably with the UK, something you see all too often. Number 2. Holland and the Netherlands are two separate things. The Netherlands is the term for the country as a whole, 12 provinces, while Holland refers to just the two provinces of North and South Holland. Number 3. Toronto isn't the capital of Canada. It is actually Vancouver. Just kidding, it's Ottawa. Number 4. Iceland isn't actually made of ice. Icelandic landscapes are shaped by the forces of nature and vary from deep fjords to vast volcanic deserts, through to black sand beaches, snow-capped mountains and staggering waterfalls. Number 5. Iran isn't actually hot all of the time. In January and February, Iran can see temperatures as low as 4 degrees Celsius. Number 6. Greenland isn't as big as it looks on a map. Greenland is astronomically distorted on a traditional map and is actually a lot smaller than what it appears. It is still huge, however. Number 7. Rio isn't the capital of Brazil. It had been the federal capital of the South American country from 1822 until 1960. But today, the capital of Brazil is actually Brasilia, in the central plateau of the country. Number 8. Texas isn't the largest state. Texas is approximately 678,000 squared kilometers, while Alaska is around 1.5 million squared kilometers. So, around double. Number 9. Mount Everest isn't technically the tallest mountain in the world. Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo protrudes further out due to it being closer to the equator. Mount Everest is the tallest by height by sea level. Number 10. Johannesburg is not the capital of South Africa, and neither is just Cape Town. It is in fact Bloemfontein, Pretoria and Cape Town. Number 11. Antarctica is actually the driest continent on Earth, not Africa. A desert is defined as a dry area that has very little rainfall. Given this, Antarctica is actually the largest desert in the world. Number 12. Brazil is larger than the continental US. Although the US is the 4th largest country in the world and Brazil is 5th, that's mostly because of US territories. Number 13. Sydney is not the capital of Australia. Although it is the most populated and arguably iconic city in Australia, its capital is Canberra. Number 14. The pyramids of Giza aren't in the middle of the desert. Many people assume that a visit to the pyramids of Giza requires a long trek into the Egyptian desert, when in fact, it's quite an easy trip from the Cairo city centre. Number 15. Istanbul is not the capital of Turkey. Although it is their most popular and iconic city, the capital is in fact Ankara. Number 16. The Atlantic Ocean isn't actually the largest body of water on Earth, but in fact, the Pacific Ocean is actually the largest body of water in the world. Number 17. Norway has the 2nd most coastline in the world. Most people would assume a gigantic country like Australia, the US or Russia may have the 2nd most coastline behind Canada, when in fact it is Norway. Number 18. Java is the most populated island in the world, at around 150 million. Java is by far the most populated island in the world, home to Indonesia's megacity capital, Jakarta. Number 19. Speaking of islands, Great Britain is the 3rd most populated island in the world. Little old Great Britain is in fact the 3rd most populated island in the world at around 66 million inhabitants. Number 20. Greenland is the largest island in the world, not Australia, which is technically a continent. An island is a mass of land that is both entirely surrounded by water and also smaller than a continent. By that definition, Australia can't be an island because it's already a continent. Number 21. Suriname's official language is Dutch, not Spanish or Portuguese. Number 22. California is actually more populated than the entirety of Canada. Number 23. Spanish is the 2nd most native spoken language in the world, behind Mandarin, not English. Number 24. Although the most populated country in the world, China does not have a city in the top 5 most populated in the world. Number 25. Now this one is insane. North Korea and Finland are separated by just one country, Russia. Number 26. Greenland is not an independent country. Greenland is an autonomous, constituted country within the Kingdom of Denmark, and though it does enjoy a great deal of self-governing, it is not independent. Number 27. Florida is not the closest state to Africa. Now this one blew my mind. It makes sense since Florida is the southeastern state and cuts into the Atlantic, but it's not the case. A small peninsula off the coast of Maine, known as Quoddy Head, is a mere 3,150 miles from Morocco. The closest point in Florida to Africa is 1,000 miles further. Number 28. Mexico is technically not south of the US. While it may seem a little counterintuitive, 11 US states have land farther south than the most northern point in Mexico. In part of Texas, for example, the US-Mexico border is better described as being off to the west. Number 29. Afghanistan is geographically more in South Asia than the Middle East, and is closer to Mumbai than the likes of Iraq or Yemen. And finally, number 30. Egypt isn't only located in Africa. Sure, Egypt is part of the African continent, but it's technically considered to be a transcontinental country. While the Suez Canal divides Asia and Africa, there's actually a small peninsula in Egypt that transcends the canal and toes the line between the two continents. So there we have it, 30 geography facts that most people get wrong. Again, as we mentioned earlier, if you love geography, some of these may be basic knowledge, but to the average person who doesn't study geography or enjoy it, these might be brand new facts to them. So thank you so much for watching, we hope you enjoyed,